What's up, YouTube? Back again with another new video. So I want to say maybe sometime either late 2016 or early 2017, I did a video titled Hypebeast Brands That Fell Off. And in that video, I believe I included Tisa, Hood by Air, and Bentrill, if I remember correctly. It's been kind of a while. I don't really rewatch stuff from that long ago. But anyway, I remember in that video saying, oh yeah, part 2 coming soon, and we are in middle 2018, mid 2018, so definitely been quite a while, and there have been some brands that kind of popped up in my head like, yo, what happened to them? Or, you know, do they even exist anymore? So in this video, it will be rather short. I will be naming 3 brands that were once really hyped in the world of streetwear, and at some point it seemed like maybe they were actually gonna last in terms of popularity, and they've kind of faded into obscurity. So starting off with the first brand, we have Boy London. Now, funny enough, as I was doing research for this video, I found out that the brand was actually founded in 1977, and in its earlier years, it was seen as more of like a punk counterculture brand, and then kind of once it hit like 2011, 2012, it turned into this kind of streetwear. I wouldn't say giant, but it was pretty popular. I remember you had people like Rihanna, you had Rita Ora, you had Wiz Khalifa, Cara Delevingne, and like a lot of people prominent, like at least in the celebrity world, were rocking the brand, and they were rocking certain logos in particular. I remember them rocking the hats that just said boy, the tees that said Boy London, and then arguably what was probably their most popular graphic was this eagle that they would put on their hats, on their t-shirts. They would put them like on this all over print thing, like it would be like a pattern on like a crew neck, and it would just have like, it would be covered in the silver eagle, which became kind of like their staple design piece. Now, something that ended up happening, which I think killed the brand, aside from, I mean, I personally didn't think it was that interesting of a brand to begin with, but there was some controversy around 2012 when a lot of media outlets took note of where they thought Boy London got that eagle from, and they were saying that it kind of looked exactly like the Nazi Party eagle. I will throw pictures of both the logos side by side, and yes, the resemblance is quite uncanny. Now, I wanted to chime in real quick and give my opinion on the controversy surrounding the logo, because I feel like I left that out while filming this video. Honestly, I don't 100% believe that the brand intentionally took direct inspiration from the Nazi Party eagle, and I think that they got the inspiration from the same place that the Nazis did, which was the ancient Roman Empire. Something the owner of Boy London even claimed, and I honestly believe him on that, although the larger public seems to disagree. Now, it's also possible that the brand with its punk origins was just trying a little bit too hard to be edgy and ended up getting caught. But anyway, back to the video. Now, granted, the brand did respond to all the criticism because there was a lot of backlash on Twitter, as you know, the culture on Twitter. When they get mad, they get mad. And there were people like saying they were going to boycott the brand, they should get the brand out of stores, and some retail chains actually did pull Boy London out of their stores, removing any type of signage that would have promoted the brand. And I think that kind of spiraled it into being as unpopular as it is today. I remember when it was all that, everyone was wearing all black, like the health goth, street goth era with the Pyrex, the Hood by Air. I remember Boy London being a part of people's fits, and now I just don't see it. I mean, they started to sell it later on in Forever 21 to try to come back. I think they still probably do sell it at Forever 21, and it's just not really what it once was in terms of popularity. I don't see celebrities out there wearing it. I don't even see normal people out there wearing it. It's just kind of, you know, it's had its time. It was hit with controversy, and it doesn't really seem like it was able to bounce back out of that controversy. But anyway, moving on to number 2, this was actually a brand I was thinking of only because I was rewatching the Pesos video by Rocky, and it was Black Scale. And at one point, Black Scale was freaking huge. Like, everyone wanted to wear Black Scale. I remember all like my Korean homies would only exclusively wear Black Scale. Like, they would wear the pyramid rings, the 2-finger rings, the varsity jackets or the baseball jackets, the caps. They had all that shit. And at the time, that was kind of like the Karma Loop era, or like kind of towards the end of the Karma Loop era. That's when Rocky was started to pop off. And I think that video alone is what launched Black Scale into being such like a larger thing than what it previously was. And it seemed like it was kind of heading towards a pretty decent run in streetwear. And then they did what a lot of people, at least a lot of people who are really into streetwear, they did something that they would say is sacrilegious, and Black Scale started selling in Zoomies. Now, a lot of people think that Zoomies is the place where streetwear brands go to die. Now, they do become more popular in the sense that, like, middle schoolers and elementary school kids will go in there and start buying it. But a lot of people were, I don't know, they just didn't really like that move. And it's affected other brands in the past. Now, popularity in terms, like I'm saying popularity in terms of what the streetwear crowd thinks of the brand. Not like, average consumer who goes into the mall, sees it, and buys it. And there was something else, which I honestly never knew about, but I went on the Black Scale website, right, which is something, I haven't been on that website in like 7 years. Like, that's how long it's been since the Pesos video came out, it seems. Didn't the Pesos video come out like 2011, 2012? But anyway, I went on the website, and the vast majority of crap on that website looks exactly like all the stuff that was on the website all those years back, which is crazy. I mean, you think there would be some type of evolution in their product, but it kind of looks the same. They still sell the rings, and I think they're like 50% off, so you know that is not a good sign of popularity. But once again, upon doing research for this, I went on Reddit, right? And there were all these people saying like, oh, the guy Mega, who I believe owns the brand, or at least is very involved with the brand, he was kind of an interesting character. He would clap back on Twitter. He would clap back on the Hypebeast website. He would clap back on Instagram at anyone who would give a mild criticism. So I'm not saying someone who would say like your brand sucks, but someone who's like, hey, you should do this or you should try that. The dude would just be like making really kind of low tier 3rd grade elementary school kid yo mama jokes. And that's not a good sign. I mean, when your brand owner's clapping back like that, and on top of that, not even being funny, and there's screenshots of this. I've managed to find a little bit of them, or a few of them, but unfortunately a lot of them have been removed, but I will throw them on here. You guys can be the judge on what you think. But a lot of people on Reddit were saying that's why they think the brand died. That's why they no longer mess with the brand, along with them selling out to stores like Zoomies. And I guess also, in my opinion, you don't see celebrities wear it. And celebrities are pretty key in keeping a brand relevant, whether we like it or not. As well as social media influencers, like all these Instagram pages with 50K or more followers that are posting fit pics every day. Like, they pretty much vanished. No, I don't see Hypebeast wearing it. I don't see your average Joe Schmo wearing it. I don't see anyone wearing Black Scale, to be honest. And hey, I mean, it is what it is, man. Brands fall off. It's always bound to happen. And lastly, moving on to the third one, we have Pray for Paris. Now, this is almost so obscure that when I bring it up, people honestly don't remember it until I show them this picture of Kanye wearing the all-over print tee, which was kind of what Pray for Paris was known for. Sorry to interrupt once again, but upon doing more digging, I actually found something out that I was never aware of. I went on a forum and found that famous image of Kanye wearing the Pray for Paris graphic tee that circulated all over Tumblr and Instagram like wildfire back in the day. It was actually photoshopped and helped propel the brand into becoming more famous. Now, a lot of customers who purchased the tee were furious upon finding this information out and let their opinions be known on the KTT forum. As you can see here, the image was originally of Ye wearing a white tee, and the Pray for Paris tee was just photoshopped over it. A lot of people online claim that the brand was the one responsible for faking the image, but some also claim it could have been a random user on Tumblr, and everyone simply believed it. So I'm not entirely sure whether or not I can place blame on the brand, although there are a lot of people claiming it was posted on their Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram.
So I don't know. That's some deceptive marketing tactic there, but clearly it worked because I remember back in the day these tees would resale for a pretty high amount. But anyway, back to the video.
And that was essentially kind of all the brand made, or at least all I would see people buy from the brand. They would make a variety of different all over print shirts, which were kind of really in the moment. Like that was something that was popular at the time upon initial release. Right now, I feel like people would see that and say it's kind of gaudy. If I'm perfectly honest, I personally was never a huge fan of the all-over digital print because they kind of looked cheap. At least most of them did. Granted, I've never seen a Pray for Paris tee in person. But anyway, that was like kind of what helped them become really hyped. I remember there was all over all those Instagram, like outfit grid type Instagrams. Like everyone was rocking the Pray for Paris all-over print tees. As it was kind of like the same era as like Hood by Air, Pyrex, all that stuff. But later on down the road in 2015, which was kind of a couple years later after it was already kind of dwindling in hype, the Paris terrorist attacks ended up happening. And the Pray for Paris slogan ended up being utilized by Twitter as a hashtag to show support for the victims of the attack. And the brand actually released a statement because there were some people I noticed confusing the hashtag with the brand, thinking like, oh, the brand is making t-shirts for like, you know, for donations for like funeral costs and stuff. Like people really didn't know, like the people who weren't aware that it was a streetwear brand, they thought it was affiliated with the hashtag when in reality it wasn't. And the brand actually did release a statement. I will try and find it because it's been so long. It's been like 3 years already. On Instagram and Twitter, I think it was, where they were stating that for the foreseeable future, it doesn't look like they will be utilizing that brand name to sell clothing anymore, and they essentially shut their doors. So them kind of fading away was a bit different. I mean, they were already kind of losing some of their steam in terms of popularity amongst the streetwear crowd, but I mean, when you have something so heavy that ends up being the hashtag for such a terrible event, end up, you know, being the same thing as your brand name, I can see how that could make you want to be like, okay, maybe we shouldn't take advantage of this. And I really do think that's an admirable thing from the people that run that brand. They could have easily taken advantage of the situation, said they were going to donate money or something, you know, something like that, and they could have lied and made money off of using that name, and they didn't. They closed their doors. After a while, I did think they came back in like 2016 saying they were just getting rid of all of their stock, and it was like 50 to 70% off if I remember. And I actually tried to go on their old website and it no longer exists. So it really looks like that brand is done for good, which kind of sucks. I mean, like I said, I didn't really care for the brand personally, but I mean, when you have something like that happen, ultimately take away your business, I don't know, man. You gotta feel for them, and you gotta also feel for obviously the individuals that were involved in the actual attack. But yeah, I mean, kind of a downer way to end this video, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about these 3 brands. Let me know if there's any other brands you want me to briefly discuss, and possibly a part 3 that won't take until 2019 to create. Maybe it'll be out in the next few months if you guys can shoot some brands that maybe I forgot. Maybe throw them in the comments section in my Instagram DMs. And yeah, pretty much just let me know that way. Make sure to follow me on Instagram so you can catch up with the live streams, as well as check out my Depop because I will be selling more stuff coming within the next few days. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and for all the continued support, and peace out, YouTube.